They're going to get their
Yeah.
shots. This is a multi-million-dollar movie. Okay, I guess it's going to take us 2 days now. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's talk about family. Fast and Furious. Let's get off of all this DC stuff and this down and dirty and batastic stuff. Let's talk about family. And families, more specifically, and how they feel about the Fast and the Furious 10, which is filming right now. Some families in a historic neighborhood in Los Angeles, more specifically. Los Angeles' historic Angelino Heights neighborhood have some issues with Fast 10. The Bob's Market store in Angelino Heights appears prominently, as does the home of Vin Diesel's Dominic Toretto, which is also located in the same neighborhood. This is the real neighborhood that these locations that have shown up in the movies throughout the years is. They've used the same locations. A notice received by the community members from Film LA says that Fast X will shoot on Friday from 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. in front of the Toretto house on Kingston Road, with simulated emergency services activity, aerial photography, wetting down of streets, and atmospheric smoke. The community of Angelino Heights put out their own statement in retaliation of that and said, "We will hold protests to honor the 178 people who have been killed by street racers in Los Angeles and to shame Universal for their callous disregard for this deadly epidemic of street racing their film started and continue to promote." Oh my. Now, the protest has more to do with the year-long inconveniences caused by fans of the series than one day of filming. A married couple that lives near Bob's Market location said that fans practice donuts and ramp up their engines, creating noise and smoke. While another resident claimed to have once had a gun pointed at him by a Fast and Furious fan, whom he asked to stop causing a ruckus in the middle of the day. And there were some other instances as well. Apparently people just riding through there crazy with their cars and going out and taking pictures in front of the house and going up to the house and all that. And just, general fuckery going on by fans in these locations. The film, by the way, is slated for release May 19th, 2023. So, what do you think of this, Nick? What's your take here on this? Are the people of Angelino Heights in the right? Are they being Karens? Are they what do you think, my friend?
Well, as we all know, we love locations of famous stuff like movies and stuff like that. So, for instance, the Ghostbuster Firehouse is a really popular destination, or the Goonies house, anything you can imagine. So people being upset, protesting, whatever they're doing for the fast stuff, I understand they're upset because, when something becomes like a cultural icon location, it just leads to problems. And as we know, the Fast and Furious is a hugely successful franchise that has a lot of different groups of people going, and some of them are not what you would call couth people. They're very mean-spirited individuals, and the fact that this is happening it kind of sucks. It's the unfortunate nature of when things become popular, this happens. And do I think they're in the right? I think depending on how they're handling it, yes, I do think they're in the right of being upset. So
yeah, I get that. I mean, if they were like, I'm going to say street racers, though I think that's a little bit grandiose.
yeah,
You got a lot of people running around in their fucking four-bangers Hondas, revving up their little bullshit engines, thinking
yeah. I mean,
that
if you
they're
go up and
Dominic Toretto.
I would say if you go up and take a picture or something like that, I don't see a problem with that, unless the homeowner is like really kind of a dick and really upset by it. But like I said, the Goonies house, the one in Oregon or whatever it's at, people were like trespassing, taking pictures on the front porch, and I'm not cool with that. People were drag racing down the street. Here. Yeah, people were drag racing down the street. People were pointing guns and weapons on people. That's bullshit. I don't care. I'm not a huge fan of the Fast and Furious franchise anymore. I like certain movies, but it's just like, even I understand if somebody owns this house or they live in this house, they want privacy. They're not gonna, if they get pissed off because they're taking a picture from the street, as long as people aren't being broken into and stolen and stuff like that. But it's like, maybe Vin Diesel should make I don't know, be a fucking Clint Eastwood and get off my lawn and point a gun at him or something. I don't know.
And they did say that when people were stopping and taking like selfies in front of the house, that was one thing. They didn't really seem to mind that, but apparently people have like started to approach the house and things like that. Now, I will say that if they're filming at this house, I don't know if they're filming in front of the house or at the house. I'm pretty sure it's at the house and in front of the house. The homeowners had to have given the okay for it, so I don't know how upset they are about this. Because they would have had to have said it's okay. This Bob's whatever place that this convenience store, they would have to give their okay for it to be filmed, even though it's a public place. It is still private property. You couldn't just put it on there without. They're getting paid. Now the rest of the people in the neighborhood probably not, and they're the ones that are probably upset. I get it though. If you're sitting there, you got your kids outside and stuff like that, and there's just people constantly all year rolling by just making all kinds of noise with their cars and everything. I get why you would be like, God, just go the hell on.
Yeah, I mean,
especially they're pulling guns and stuff too much, and I definitely can see fans doing stupid shit like that.
But yeah, I mean, if they signed a contract and they're being paid to use the property, they can't be upset by it because they're being paid to use it for, as long as the company doesn't like fuck up their house or anything like that. But if they're even using a capacity of like professional capacity like that and they sign a contract, they can't really be upset by that. But the problem is when it comes to a neighborhood, I think you have to get signatures from, or you have to like at least compensate the people around the area. I think, if I remember right, I have no idea. I was in like school and I've learned about. No, I'm just saying I think there has to be some kind of compensation for the people around it, just kind of keep them happy, because you're gonna have to close down the street. You have to because it's past 10. You're gonna have a massive crowd wanting to watch it, so you have to block it off. So there's some kind of compensation I'm sure the people around them are getting. That I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm sure something.
I don't think either side is totally wrong or totally right, because at the end of the day, it's not the filmmakers that are doing this. I mean, they're sitting here saying we blame Paramount Pictures or Universal Pictures rather, for promoting that. They're making a fucking movie. Come on now, they're making a movie.
Yeah.
And they even said at one point, it's more the people year long that are doing this, but that's not the filmmaker's fault. Yeah, the filmmakers made the movie, but I mean, that you can't blame them for dumbasses doing dumbass shit. I mean,
they found a property they liked, they paid, and that's what the production companies do. They don't deal with the fallout of
I have no.
So that's
I think that I have no problem with them staging, not the staging of a protest so much, but just putting these grievances out there and doing something about it. But why are you attacking this movie that didn't? Yeah, the movie is the root of it, but the movie didn't. It caused it, but it's not the movie's fault. The movie didn't do it. They're just making a fucking movie. And I mean, some of you at least are compensated for that. It sucks, and they shouldn't have to deal with that stuff. And then you get the police involved or somebody like that, or whoever, somebody can get involved. I don't feel like going and protesting this movie and making these people's lives hell while they're trying to work. And they're just doing the job. You're making their life hell, and I know your life's being made hell too, but it's not their fault.
Yeah, like the directors and like the scouts and stuff like that, they'll be like, we want to go here, but like the grips and the sound people, they're just coming to work. They're getting paid to do a job. They're not getting paid to like get harassed and stuff like that. It's a two double-edged sword or whatever it is.
Well, all they're doing is possibly making it take longer. If you go out there and start screaming and yelling and fucking up their shots, they're going to get their shots. This is a multi-million-dollar movie. Okay, I guess it's going to take us 2 days now. We'll be back tomorrow. I mean, just let it go. And I'm not saying let it go, just deal with it, but deal with it in a different way. Don't attack the movie. Maybe go after, because them not filming there on that day is not going to stop all that. That it's in pop culture now. People are going to continue to do these things you're talking about. So what is this doing? It's just you're posturing at this point, I feel like.
And why are they complaining anyways? This movie's franchise has been around since 2001. It's not like, it's not like it's been around since last year. It's been around. The house and the shop were in the first film in 2001.
Yeah. Now we're mad.
Unless these are like new tenants. Yeah. Now we're mad because it's Fast 10 and it's a multi-billion-dollar franchise. We want some of that money, but it's like, you gotta
and they
look at
throw
it
out
from
the
that
whole thing
angle,
about
too. It's like
the 178 people that died in street racing. Man, Fast and Furious ain't been about street racing in I don't know how long.
they went to fucking space last year with the guys from Tokyo Drift or some shit.
Yeah, you come on now. I feel like they added that in
Yeah.
there just to kind of get some publicity, but it's once again, like I said, I don't think it's one side or the other is totally right or wrong. I don't think the movie's doing anything wrong. I just think the people. I understand their frustrations, but just deal with it. This protest is not going to do anything. Nothing positive
Yeah.
for you. Worst case scenario, it's going to make them film twice as long. Best case scenario, nothing happens. You get out there and you get some frustrations out at people that are not causing the harm. Go get the police to have more of a presence or something. I don't know. It looks like a nice neighborhood. Whatever. But yeah, that's Fast 10 and it struggles right now. Oh yeah, and Jason Momoa is the villain in the movie. I just saw that right before we went live, but apparently he's the villain in the movie.
Oh.
But let us know what you think. Do you think that they shouldn't be shooting this movie there or whatever? I don't. They probably got the money to build these sets themselves somewhere else if they really wanted to, but should they have to? I don't know.